Hi. It's Cyndi. I am hoping to do a live stream with Mike Dilbeck here. We are talking about the TCA conference a little bit. He's my keynote speaker, and so I am waiting for him to come on. It has been a little bit of a challenge this morning. We were going to do a live stream with Mike, and I was going to do it on the TCA page, and then my lovely friend, oh, there he is, so I'm going to request him really quickly. Let me see. I'm going to invite him to the broadcast. It's inviting him now. We were going to do it in the TCA page, and then my friend Ernesto, who's our keynote speaker on Friday, said, I don't think it'll work on the TCA page. So we're doing it on my personal page, and there he is!
It worked!
Hi!
Oh my God, that's so awesome. It made me turn my phone this way. I didn't know it would do that. Okay. Okay, how do I look? Look at my new earrings.
Ah, very fabulous. They're wireless.
They're the wireless thing. It makes me look like I have earrings on.
Bluetooth ones?
Yeah.
Is that because
Yeah, they're awesome.
you got the fancy...
I recommend them.
Yeah?
They're awesome.
Okay.
Anyway, I know we're not here to talk about that, but that's my Apple plug for the day. Wait, where did I look? I look right here. Okay.
I am all into tech, and so anything that you tell me to, like, hey, this is newest and greatest, I
really like them. I like them.
So I get that.
Hi, everybody.
So
oh my gosh, we have people joining us. There's two more.
Yeah. So there's a few people that are on, and I'm excited about that. Carrie's on. Oh, Mike Moyer's even on.
Hi, Mike.
My friend Whitney's on.
I don't know you, but I'll meet you.
There you go. Yes. So I was just telling everybody that we've had some behind-the-scenes technical challenges this morning because we thought we were going to do it on the TCA page, and then my friend Ernesto is actually our Friday keynote, said that doesn't work. So
as we say in the South, bless our hearts.
I'm just glad it worked out all beforehand. So guys, this is Mike Dilbeck.
Hi.
He is our Thursday keynote for the TCA, Texas Counseling Association Conference, which is in November, mid-November. I probably should find out the date.
That would help.
I'm going to do that really quickly.
November. Yeah, November.
The fun of being live.
You would think I would know. But I do know. I'm going to say I do know. I'm going to say I do know, but I'm testing the president.
November 16th.
That's it.
When Mike will be on stage. The conference runs the 15th through the 17th or 18th. And so I thought I'd invite Mike on to talk about, we were having a great conversation the other day on the phone about courage.
Yes.
Because my thing is counselors choosing courage. And one of the reasons why I was I was Googling for keynotes, and you were one of the first people that when I saw it, I thought, holy cow, if we could get him, that would be amazing. So
I'm honored.
Do you want to talk about your thoughts on courage?
Yeah, absolutely. I could talk all day. So you cut me off if we need to respect people's time. I don't know what I have all the time you need.
Well, maybe start here. What is it about courage that excites you?
What excites me about courage, and that sounds kind of weird, right? Like, okay, what is so exciting about courage? Because it's one of the most, I think, intimidating, maybe even for a lot of people, overwhelming thought. I think many of us, I won't generalize, but I think many of us, maybe even most of us, look at this concept of courage and think, well, I don't know that I have it, but I'm so glad other people do. And we look like, whoa.
It's good for you.
It's so good for you. Bless you for having that.
Y'all do your thing.
I'm going to cheer you on. But no, that's really not for me. I wasn't born with the courage, DNA. I've tried that, been there, done that, didn't go so well. Didn't turn out. I'm just going to sit back now and let others do that because I obviously suck at it. And so that's a lot, I'm just here to tell the truth, right? And that's a lot of our relationships, to courage. And we see these videos on Facebook or on, other social media where people are showing courage and we think, oh, that's so great. And we're inspired by them and we share them and we like them and we love them. And we think, oh, that's so great for them. I could never do that. Or I don't, we'll talk about this. And, you and I talked about it. And that's a lot about shame. Our
Yeah.
shame
Yeah.
doesn't let us see us have courage. It doesn't present us the opportunity of showing courage because we've shamed ourselves and we've allowed others to shame us enough. And it's those three words that I think many of us, not most of us, probably all of us live with is I'm not enough. And, I'm sure you and I talked about good old, lovely, love her, Brene Brown. Thank God she's, and I'm really kind of piggybacking on her bringing shame into the conversation at a whole new level. And I bring that into my conversation because I believe it's one of the two key barriers to not showing courage. What do you think the other one is?
Vulnerability?
Nope.
What?
This is a barrier. Well, yeah, the lack of vulnerability that's probably within shame.
Barrier?
What did you say? Barrier. Yeah.
So I always think of it as the two are I'm not good enough and who do you think you are?
That's all shame. That's all. Well, that's all shame and judgment. The other barrier, and there's no truth to this, right? I mean, and I'm really quick to say that none of the things I say are true. Like they're the God-spoken, in the golden book truth, and believe what I say and everything else is false. I just bring a particular perspective. So on that Thursday morning with all of you, I'll bring my perspective for you to consider. And, it's not to, you don't have to believe me. You don't even have to agree with me. It's just like, wow, I heard him say something I haven't thought of before. That's interesting. I think that fits. Or, wow, no, doesn't fit with me. That's your prerogative. But my two barriers, or the way I see the two barriers that I see are the most prominent in showing courage are, yes, shame, and the other one's fear.
Yes.
And we will talk about that. We don't have a lot of time to go in depth with them, but they are the ones that stop us. And
I think of the gremlins. I call them Brene calls them gremlins, or like, the evil thoughts that are in my brain. Yep. Those little things that are like, don't do it.
You've seen visuals of having something on your shoulders. Yes, do it. No, don't do it. Yes, do it. No, don't do it.
Yeah. Because that fear of stepping out and saying something, the fear of doing this is, it's fun, but it's like, ooh, I'm being seen. And so anytime you put yourself in a spotlight, there's always kind of a little like, I don't know, anxiety. I don't have anxiety.
Cyndi,
fear, anxiety, vulnerability.
Listen, I'm so glad you brought that up because I think that's, we stop at that though. I mean, what you had to do to sort yourself out and be vulnerable and be on this Facebook Live thing and all that, that is certainly to some extent courage. And I'm not here to invalidate that at all. Absolutely. But still, but we want to allow ourselves to have those, what I call small wins. To show ourselves, yes, you can do this. Now, great, nobody's life is at stake, or nobody's been offended or violated or abused throughout this course. But the more we can show ourselves that we can do things, that we can step out of our comfort zone, the more we're preparing ourselves with a higher sense of self-esteem and confidence that when the big wins are necessary, like even in a specific moment of time where someone is being violated or offended or harassed, or there's a problem situation that we saw, even if it's an inappropriate joke or comment that was just made, we want to protect somebody else or have someone else's back, then because of the work that we've done on ourselves, and again, this is much deeper than we'll have time to go into that Thursday morning, but we have time today, is we'll be way more prepared to then take the leap and go past a new level of fear, go past a new level of shame, to then take action and do what I do. It's called stand up, step in, and speak out in that moment.
Okay. That sounds exciting.
You'll hear me say that a lot.
Hearing about it.
You'll hear me say that a lot. So let's just introduce it now. Stand up, step in, and speak out.
Speak out. Stand up, step in, speak out.
Yes.
stand up, step in, speak out.
I
All right.
want
All
people
right.
left that morning, leaving the room that morning with that ringing in their heads. Like if that's the only thing that you
It's
hear
going
me
to be their
say,
new mantra.
exactly. If that's all they hear me say for an entire hour, awesome. Because I want them to be sleeping with and breathing with, stand up, step in, and speak out.
Step in. I love it. That's going to be, so they'll be walking out chanting that.
Yeah.
And then they will enact it. You know, one of the things that, you know, being in my session, in my
Yeah.
office all the time here, people will say, you know, I know these things in my head, but it's the behavior, it's doing it that is the part. You know, it's like we can have all this knowledge, but if we don't act upon it, if we don't do something with it, then we're not making the difference, we're not making the change. We can preach courage and talk about vulnerability and talk about stepping up,
Standing up,
standing
stepping in,
out,
standing up, stepping in, speaking out.
speaking out.
However you do it's
We
fine.
can,
It's still empowering.
yeah, we can talk about doing that, but it's the behavior, it's the actual, like, doing and jumping off that cliff.
Yep.
And like you said, the more you do something, I don't think it necessarily gets easier. I think we learn to deal with the feeling a little bit better. We learn, like, okay, I'm just going to feel this, and then it'll be over and it'll be done, and I'll be glad I did what I did. There might be some, I call them like vulnerability hangovers. There might be a hangover afterwards.
Totally.
Like, oh my God, what was I thinking?
Absolutely.
But it's really, it's about the behavior. And so, yes, that mantra that you're going to impart in all of us.
Yes. So Cyndi, you're so in line with me, because I will be very blatant and blunt, and I will hit them in between the nose with, or the eyes with this. I said that knowledge makes no difference. It just makes no difference.
Yeah.
You know, they could even leave that morning being inspired and pumped up and like, yes, but that will make no difference. I mean, that all sounds good and we feel good out of it. You know, like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, that will absolutely make no difference. There's never been a single ounce of difference made in this world by somebody being inspired and stopping there. Because you have to. There's the only way any difference has been made in any way, shape, or form in the history of this planet has been at least one person has taken some form of action.
Yes.
And we will talk about that, because I don't want them, you know, now, does it start with knowledge? Does it start with being inspired? Does it start with being pumped up? Yeah, that's a starting point. But a lot of us will sell out for letting it stop there and just feeling good, you know. And so there's a few things I want, but I love the comments that are coming in. Ernesto, I love you already. So he guessed fear.
I can't see the comments.
Oh, you can't? I can't. So Ernesto guessed it. And then somebody said, I forget her name. She said complacency. Absolutely. That's all part of it.
Let me, this is going to be bad. I don't
why
want to
can you not see
You're
it?
going to have to, I don't know.
But Ernesto's playing along. Hi, Ernesto. Can't wait to meet you.
Hi.
But he said he guessed the fear. So, so this is what I want your people to know, which are becoming my people. There's not a lot of them, but y'all keep them coming.
Okay.
Brandy says you're always changed after being brave. Absolutely. So, key things I want people to know, whether they're on live with us now. Oh, we're getting more. And somebody just dropped off. And whether they're watching the video of this, is I'm not there to preach to you that morning. I'm not there to talk you into anything or, you know, sell you on some concept, right? I'm here to speak to, I'm there that morning to speak to, and this morning even, to the person you're already committed to being. And really getting in touch with that. Like, what is my commitment for my clients, for myself, for others, for my family, for strangers I meet on the street? Because this is not just for society in general. This is not just a conversation for your profession and what you do professionally. And it applies there, but I'm there to talk to every single person in the audience as a human being that's living life and confronting every thing that life throws at us. As we walk through the streets of our hometowns and sit around the Thanksgiving table with our family, and crazy, racist, homophobic, bigoted Uncle, you know, John is over there doing what he does. You know, what are we going to do? And but there, I'm also there not to encourage people to ever put their lives at risk or to do something unsafe.
Right.
I'm there. I'm not.
Sure.
I won't be there. Actually, I will not stand up on stage that day and tell you to do anything. It's not my right. I have no right to tell you to do something, and I'm there to empower everybody to look at things in a different light, to tap into their
Mm-hmm.
own commitment, to make their own
Mm-hmm.
decisions. Because when you can make your own decisions and take the actions that you've empowered yourself to make, that's true
Yes.
power. If
Yes.
you do it because Mike Dilbeck told you to do it, that's not power. That's just doing what somebody else told you to do.
It has to
It
come
has,
from
yes,
within.
because you may deal with some consequences
And
or
you have to allow it. Yeah, you have to allow it to come from
yes,
within.
because here's the
You have
key.
to
This is
Yes.
it could have some retaliation to it. It could, it may not go well.
Yes.
May have some pushback from colleagues or family members, and you may have to you may continuously be confronted with standing up, stepping in, and speaking out. It's not a lot of times. It's not a one-time deal. Because a lot
Yeah.
of times it
Right?
because a lot of behaviors are pattern behaviors, repeated. If somebody's racist or homophobic, they're not going to change with you stepping up one time. They're going to continue making
Right.
those comments, saying what they say, and you're going to have to be confronted with how long do I continue this? How long am I willing to stand up, step in, and speak
Mm-hmm.
out against their behavior? And you get to say that. Mike Gilbeck
Mm-hmm.
doesn't say that. You say that. And because the
Right.
more you empower yourself, the more you will be able to deal with what comes at you. If anything, I mean,
Exactly.
sometimes it goes great, and people go, I've done it. I'm like, they go, oh, you're right, and then it was that easy. Sometimes it's not.
I was to say a lot of times it's
A
not.
lot of times it's not.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
And
and there's some, and I'm not here as Pollyanna, rose-colored glasses, saying, yeah, go do that. You'll be a hero. Everybody will love you, and blah blah blah. No, you're putting a lot at risk. So I always
mm-hmm.
acknowledge, and this is what I love about this morning is that I want your members that come and hear me to know that I'm not that I acknowledge the realness of this and the authenticity of this, and that people put a lot at risk to show courage. A lot of times they put their jobs
Yeah.
at risk.
Yeah.
They put their
Yes.
friendships at risk. They
Yes.
put their client
Yes.
relationships at risk. They put their
Yes.
livelihoods at risk. And you have
Mm-hmm.
to make that decision yourself, what you're willing to put at risk. And that is totally your
Yes.
decision. And, that's interesting.
And sometimes you're standing alone.
You
Sometimes you're
totally are.
standing alone.
So interesting. I got a text yesterday from two different friends that were in a fight. Well, not a fight. They were in an argument. I'll say an argument with
Okay.
each
A
other. Yeah, a
disagreement. Uh-huh.
disagreement. Yes, knowing these two women, they were probably fighting. And one thought that the victims and even those that have known about Weinstein's sexual abuse patterns had a
Mm-hmm.
moral obligation, and she used the word, and if I quotes, should have spoken up earlier. And then her friend was like, no, they have, they don't have a obligation, or nobody should do that. And so they were fighting back and forth. All right. So they
Yeah.
both individually, without the other one knowing it, they came to me like, where should a bystander intervention played into this? I'm like, oh God, first of all, I'm not getting in the middle of your fight, but this is my take on
Right.
it. So this is a current real life scenario that I think is interesting. So my take on it, on everything, whether it be the Weinstein situation or what have you, is the legal system is changing, and they are starting to, I'll say they use the word prosecute, I guess, more cases of people
Mm-hmm.
that they believe had a legal obligation to stand up for what was happening. I don't come from the
Yeah.
legal perspective. I'm not a lawyer, and I do not bring that perspective. I bring the moral compass perspective. Um, I do not ever use the word should. As I say, I don't should on people.
I used that in session.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't believe in it. I think that's where a lot of the shame comes in. I've been in church services, and I won't say the religion. I'm a recovering particular denomination, where I've been should on my entire life, and
Yeah.
and because of that, I live with a lot of shame. I'm a gay man, and I've been told my entire life you should not be that. So I don't come.
Mm-hmm.
I do not come for that. So I want your members to know I'm not going to bring that morning. I'm not going to shit on them. but the reason I bring this up, and this is because I do not think that the victims or their friends that knew about it or anybody in the Hollywood community or the political community should have done anything. But they now, and not but and they now have to wrestle with themselves about what their moral compass tells them they had an opportunity to do. But I do not think it's our right, anybody else's right, to shit on them and tell them that they should have done something, especially the victims. Especially the victims.
Yes. You're not in their seat. You don't know what you're going to do until you're in that place.
And hindsight's 2020. A lot of some are coming out now and saying, they're using the words themselves, I should have done more. That's they certainly have the right to do that. They're kind of
that's their prerogative.
Yeah, they're taking a personal inventory about what they say they should have done. Us telling ourselves that we should have done something is completely different than others telling us you should do this. Because it's not their right. It's not my right to stand on stage that Thursday morning and tell any of your members to do anything that they should do. So I won't do that. Just so your people know, I will not do that. I just want to bring a perspective and a thought process and a different window into a new way of thinking about courage, the opportunity we all have to make a difference in our professions, with our clients, in our lives, at our schools, if you're at an institution, an educational institution, with society, with strangers that we see on the street, with just living our lives. And I think it's important to know, and I've pointed to, but it's so important to know that our conversation will go so far outside your profession.
I am so looking forward to that. It's going to be great. And what's going to be the mantra when we all walk out?
Stand up, step in.
Stand up, step in.
Speak out.
Speak out.
That's right.
I got that. Very good. Well, I'm going to end this.
Yeah, because we lost everybody.
So, it's okay.
But they'll watch the video.
Save it.
Yeah, we're gonna watch the video and put it on the TCA page.
Save it. It's gonna be on the TCA webpage. Perfect. It's all gonna be good. Thank you so much.
I loved it.
For joining me today. I so appreciate it. It's nice to see you, but we had such a good conversation on the phone. I was like, this will be awesome.
And Cyndi, I want to say this to any member that's going to watch this video and you're not registered for the conference. Register. Come be with us.
Yes.
Come be with us.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Come be with us. Yes.
Go to the TCA webpage, which is txca.org, and you can register for the conference. I think we have the pre-registration rate through the end of the month. So, and it's so reasonable for what you're getting. You can complete all your CEUs for the year, including your ethics, at this conference. And so, plus you get to listen to fabulous people like Mike. So,
thank you, Brandy. Brandy and Carrie are on with us. Brandy says we were great. That's all that matters. We got Brandy's seal of approval, and Carrie stayed the course. So thanks for being with us.
Carrie's our president-elect.
Woo!
So she's going to be doing this next year, hopefully. Anyway. All right. Thank you, Mike. You're welcome. It so much. Everybody have a great day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I don't know what to